Many books talk about introductions to the Quran, methods of Tafseer of the Quran. The Quran has several ways to be interpreted. With the Quran, with the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, with the statements and sayings of the companions, and with the language. The focus in this course will be about the language, to show the difference between the Quran and other books. You might ask, what is the recommended book for this course? There isn't a single book, because this course actually relies on most books of Tafsir. Almost every single book of Tafsir is included. But the main thing, as I told you, when you have the Quran, so we will have quick access, you will understand better what we are going to talk about from the introduction. Here is the first example. When I give you a reference like that, go ahead to Surah 36, where Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَمَا عَلَّمْنَاهُ الشِّعْرَ وَمَا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ مُبِينٌ. This is in Surah Yasin. When you read this ayah, what do you understand from it? This is the first basic rule. Allah Azza wa Jal does not mention anything unless there was a reason for it. Which means there was a claim that the Prophet ﷺ is merely doing what? Saying poetry. Allah denied that totally. He is not taught poetry, nor is it befitting for him. Okay. Here is another example. أم يقولون شاعر نتربص به ريب المنون. Surah Al-Anbiya, Ayah 5. This is what? The same claim. They accused the Prophet ﷺ of being a poet. Here is another surah. And they were saying, are we to leave our gods for a mad poet? This is a pattern. Okay? أم يقولون شاعر نتربص به ريب المنون. Another example. And another example. See how many times this was repeated in the Quran? That is the core of this course. If you want to understand Quran in a better way, you need to understand the context. when it was revealed. How the Quran is superior in Arabic language. At that time, people adored eloquence, especially poetry. So much so that they had certain poems, the top ones, they were hanged on the Kaaba. That's how much they adored poetry. And they had a poetry fair, annual conference. It's called Okaf, in the area of Okaf, where the entire Arabian Peninsula is gathered to listen to poetry. When the Quran came, it surpassed that. It was much higher. Unfortunately, for the non-Arab speaker, this is hard to understand. Because, as I told you, you need to look at the poetry at that time. Even the poets themselves, they weren't just poets. He's a poet, his poetry is good. No. They were classified. Top tier, second tier, third tier. Of the top tier, they chose the 7 best ones. And that's why they are called mu'allaqat. Mu'allaqat from mu'allaqa. They are hanged. So, for the Arab speakers, I would take them, because even the Arab speakers in our time, we say they are Arab speakers, but we lost the fluent Arabic. We're talking the dialect. That's totally different. So for them, again, to taste the Arabic language, you need to read what they said. One example, one of the poets of the top tier was Antara ibn Shaddad. Antara passed away before the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, and he was black. He was considered a slave. Why? Because he was born to the concubine of his father. His father had a mistress, a slave woman. So he had the option to free him or to enslave him. Imagine your own father is keeping you in slavery because of your skin color. His mother was from Abyssinia, a black woman. So he became black, and his father considered him a slave just like his mother. So he grew up. Imagine your uncles are the leaders of the tribe, while you yourself, you are a slave. He was born, and in his youth he became a hero, very strong young man. He defended the tribe, and eventually he was freed by his father. So throughout this struggle, he would say poetry. Actually, he proposed to his cousin, his uncle's daughter, and his uncle refused him, but he didn't want to refuse him outright because of his skin color, because of his status. He told him, get me 1,000 camels. 1,000 camels, that was like impossible. Because even the richest people wouldn't have 1,000 camels. 100 camels would be almost impossible. That was the diya, the blood money for someone who's killed by mistake. You pay 100 camels. How much is one camel's worth? Roughly, in our time, we're talking about 5,000 to 7,000 ringgit. Multiply that times 1,000. And go back in history for 2,000 years. You see how much is that? He was able to get it. Imagine how he felt when he was rejected.